It's Friday. Let's talk Friday night Apple TV MLB two-pack tonight. There's a pair of games on Apple TV, one north of the border, one south of the border. Let's talk Braves Twins, but we're going to start with Mariners and Blue Jays. Teddy covers from WagerTalk.com with a couple of big game breakdowns for a Friday night. And let's again start with Toronto and Seattle, looking at my Odds Logic live odds screen. And by the way, you guys want a free trial of the Odds Logic live odds screen? Go to oddslogic.com/Teddy. Get 7-day free trial. Try it out. If you like it, great. I like it a lot. If you don't like it, you don't have to use it. It won't cost you a dime. oddslogic.com/Teddy. But looking at my Odds Logic live odds screen, I'm seeing Seattle, Toronto. Let's call Toronto minus 115. Total in this game sitting at 8. And both teams in solid current form. The Blue Jays' recent series wins against the Red Sox and the Braves. They split a 2-game set with Baltimore as well. And they just beat Strider and Swellenbach the last 2 games. That's a real confidence boost for a lineup that hasn't hit all year. They had yesterday off. The bullpen rested and ready. And I mean, Toronto, the pitching's been good all season. The bats, not so much. The bullpen's been really effective. Here's the quote from Chris Bassett after the start the other night. Quote, "Back end of our bullpen, I'll take against anybody's." It's something that I haven't really experienced, no offense to anyone, since the Oakland days. It's pretty easy for us as starters. It's a race to 5 innings, maybe 6, and then it's going to be really hard for us to lose a game. We like this Blue Jays bullpen, and certainly tonight, I'll talk about the starters in just a minute, but Toronto's offense, hit or miss, pitching has been solid. Same story with Seattle. The pitching's been solid. Last year was all solid pitching, no hitting. The lineup's shown some signs. They scored 20 runs in 3 games in Cincinnati this week. That being said, sometimes it's easy to hit Cincinnati. They're 6-1 their last 7 games. They've won their last 3 series against the Astros, Rangers, and Reds. The Mariners, too, pointed in the right direction. But when we look at Seattle, we know this team stronger pitching than hitting. We know how good the bullpen is for the Mariners. And we look at these 2 starters. Brian Woo's bet on all the way. Dude, he's allowed exactly 1 run in 2 of his 3 starts this season. He's getting an extra day's rest because they called up Emerson Hancock to start the finale in Cincinnati. Woo is a hurler that we trust, and we expect him to eat up some innings. Bowden Francis for Toronto is really interesting. All right, this guy allowed less than a base runner per inning in 27 appearances last year, including 13 starts. 9 starts down the stretch, August, September. During that span, he allowed 21 hits and 8 earned runs in 54 innings of work. He threw 7 straight quality starts at one point. So Francis, a hurler who certainly offers some potential. Woo, a hurler we like. 2 bullpens we like. Where's the low-hanging fruit here? You know what it's on. The under. That's where it's on. Bullpens we trust, starters we trust, lineups not so much. Look for the Mariners and Blue Jays to stay under the total. Before I talk about the Braves and the Twins, let's take care of some business. First and foremost, baseball's running pretty good for me and the clients right now. 65% since the end of March, over more than 20 units of profit. Since last June, I'm at 58% in MLB. More than 55 units of profit during that span. We got a single best bet winner in MLB for tonight, but don't buy that. The best package right now, 7 days for $77 all access. It's $11 a day. Gets you every play, every day, and every sport. Right now I'm doing MLB and NBA. The postseason starts this weekend. I encourage you, take advantage. 7 for $77, all access pass. Visit my page, wt.buzz/TC. If you like this type of content, please just click that like button. Appreciate the comments below. Whether you agree or disagree with me, it's okay to disagree with me. I won't be mad at you. Appreciate the comments. And of course, if you haven't done so already, subscribe to the WagerTalk YouTube channel. What do we got? 200,000? If not, pretty darn close. So do so now. You'll get instant alerts when these videos go live. Let's talk about the Braves and the Twins. Arguably the 2 most disappointing teams in baseball so far this season. The Twins are only 7-12. The White Sox are the only team in the American League with a worse record than Minnesota right now. The Braves are 5-13. Only the Rockies have a worse record in the NL. Somebody's got to win this game tonight, right? Right now, looking at the Odds Logic live odds screen, Atlanta, minus 140, minus 145, as high as minus 150 at some books. Again, the total in this game sitting in the 8 range. We have seen the money come for the under in this contest. And I got to think in this matchup, the starting pitching favors the Twinkies. You know, Chris Paddock was absolutely bombed in his debut back in March against the White Sox. His last 2 starts were better. 17 starts for Minnesota last year. He was okay, decent, not great. You know, Paddock's quote after his last outing, which was better, quote, the longevity of his season. Hopefully I have 29 more starts ahead of me. So I'm continuing to build and grow and learn everything new every start and get ready for my next outing. The right thing to say. Paddock is decent. Bryce Elder, I got my concerns about for Atlanta. You know, he's only here because Ronaldo Lopez is on the IL right now with a right shoulder injury. And he's had 2 starts this season, and both of them have been pretty rough. He had 10 starts last year. He did have a handful of quality starts, 3 of them. But he also had 4 different games where he allowed 6 earned runs or more. Elder is a threat to get lit up. That is certainly a concern for any Braves backer today. And that's why this line is as low as it is to back Atlanta. And the Braves certainly, you know, they lost 2 out of 3 against Tampa on their last road trip, 2 out of 3 against Toronto. They have not yet shown signs of turning this dismal start around. But Atlanta's a veteran team. They've been in these spots before. Brian Snitker, the manager, quote, I'm glass half full because we got too much baseball to play. We've seen it the last few years. We can turn this thing around and run off a good streak too. Just got to hang in there, compartmentalize, take a day off. That was yesterday. And go out and win a game tomorrow. I like that attitude from the manager. I like the veteran thought process from this Braves team. And I think the Braves are better than the Twins. A lot better than the Twins. Yes, Minnesota's won their last 2 games, both against the Mets. That said, dating back to the beginning of last September, I think this is still the worst record in baseball. If not the worst record, maybe number 29. It was worst record before they won those last 2 games. I don't know if they did. But the bottom line is Minnesota, a mediocre team in a weak division. Atlanta, a struggling but enormously talented team in a competitive division. I don't think there's a whole lot of comparison between these 2 teams. I think the Braves are way better than the Twins. And even with a starting pitching matchup edge for Minnesota, I could only look at the hot Atlanta side in this one. It's Braves or pass for this better. If I'm playing, I'm laying the chalk. Thank you so much for watching WagerTalk TV. We really appreciate those likes, comments, and follows. Visit my page, wt.buzz/TC, and get on board with that 7 for 77 all-access pass right here, right now. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. And thanks for watching WagerTalk TV. Cheers.